You know, this Rona got me thinking. And, you know, I'm sick. So it was a bad idea. But let me explain why I think the government is fucked up. Let me be elaborate here. Don't you think that it's kind of weird how, like, it's weird to think about it, because think about it this way. It's like, why would, and like, I'm not even gonna, like, you know, try and go against it, because this is all conspiracy. And you know, when you're in quarantine, you be thinking and stuff, and you be watching these conspiracy videos, and you start to believe what you watch because you're locked in the house and you can't even think what's real anymore. So, here's my thing. Back on the topic. I was saying that it's weird because the majority of people who fit in the bracket for getting the stimulus check, now that's people who haven't been claimed as a dependent in last year's taxes, or if you just qualify for it. Now, I probably don't have a bunch of enough evidence to back up my supporting statement, but think about it this way. Why did all of a sudden, once all these people received their stimulus checks, you know, for the pandemic, that now they started to open up, as far as the East Coast goes, Southeast, they decided that it was a good idea to open up everything. Now, where I work at this restaurant, and we've been open this whole time, and I've been working this whole time, so I couldn't really file for unemployment because we're essential workers, and we're the front line, and we're still the frontline workers, you know, because we have to deal with these customers that could potentially have the coronavirus, and regardless if they don't or not, we still take every precaution to wash our hands and stay clean. Obviously, someone had a cold. I'm hoping, you know, knock on wood, but I'm sick now. Now, this brings me to my next point, talking about this. Why would they, you know, open up everything? Especially restaurants. Because, you know, once this, supposedly this quarantine or lockdown is over, you know for damn sure that everyone who's going to be, or who is locked in the house, is going to go out to eat. Now, that isn't practicing social distancing. That's not 6 feet apart. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to be together eating food. And you don't know if someone's sick, you know, handling your food, as I am. And that's why I also feel bad for calling out of work, because if you call out of work, you're not being an essential worker. But I'll be honest, it's like, I want to go home for my safety and the safety of others. So, and the fact that they're opening up places like, you know, tattoo salons and pierce shops or whatever. Sorry about that, my camera died. Good thing I can revive it, so now it's alive, and I can continue on with the topic. Yeah, so, what was I talking about again? Yeah, the fact that they open up all these restaurants again, people are going to be sitting next to each other, and then it's just, think about this. My friend brought this up to me, and it made a whole bunch of sense. Now, I wasn't too aware of the Spanish flu that took place a couple years ago, and I'm talking like early 2000s, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. But, similar to what's going on right now, the Spanish flu, you know, it took like 3 million lives when the first wave, if you want to call it that. The first wave of Spanish flu took away like 3 million lives. And once things began to die down, you know, no pun intended, then they decided to open up the public again. And with that killed an approximate, matter of fact, let me look it up for you guys, just so I can be correct, statistically correct. Spanish flu. Wow, 2000s. No, this thing happened in the 1900s. Okay. So just to give you guys a little background information on this whole Spanish flu. The Spanish flu, also known as the 1918 flu pandemic, was an unusually deadly influenza pandemic caused by the H1N1 influenza A virus. So it's talking about the H1N1 flu. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact thing. Lasting more than 12 months, it infected 500 million people. Now, The reason I bring that up is because my friend told me that the first wave of this Spanish flu, it killed like 3 million people, like I said. And then eventually when they opened the public back up, it killed 50 million people. Now that's how many deaths. I'm not saying that the second wave killed 50 million people. I mean, as a total, it just gathered a heaping amount of 50 million people who passed away because of the Spanish flu. Now, if you go to coronavirus, COVID-19, the thing that everyone is talking about now. Now this is all live statistics, but let's type in, I guess, a general, or we can do a comparison compared to Spanish flu. That's like one of the second options that come up in the search. See, COVID-19 versus previous pandemics. Let's see. Well, as far as comparison, let's not do that. That's just too much for me right now. We're gonna go to how many lives this COVID has taken this year, and that's just something that's been going through my mind as far as like what's going on with the world specifically. But there's nothing really. I can't really find the website. Let's see. Okay, well, here we go. So far, it's like I said, it's a small comparison, but worldwide we have 4 million people who have confirmed cases of the COVID-19. Okay, basically my battery died again. I haven't been charging it, so before I get this video underway or over with, like I said, yeah, back on the topic, so many people have died so far from the COVID-19. Obviously there's been 4 million confirmed cases. Cases per 1 million people is 558 million people. 296,000 deaths. So we're pretty much top of the leaderboard. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. This video is over. Battery keeps dying, so I gotta charge it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Sorry for looking like a mess, but it is what it is.